Hi, this is Billy with the OutdoorsMissouri.com, and today I'm going to do a little video on the Savage Access or Savage Edge. It's basically the economy rifle over at Walmart made by Savage, and I had a problem, so I'm going to solve it, and I'm going to bring you guys along with me. My bolt, I pulled this back to cycle it, and a shell didn't come out, and I had realized that my ejector pin fell out. That's bad. Okay, not a good thing. So today, I've never taken apart a bolt before, but today I'm going to do one on camera. Okay, so let me get set and we'll start this video up again. Okay, so I have noticed there's quite a few videos on other models of Savage, but not on the Savage Access or Edge. I don't know what it exactly is called. Depends on when you bought it. So I'm going to take mine apart here right in front of you guys, and guess what? I'm probably going to mess up, probably going to do some things wrong, but hopefully I'll be able to get a video of it being put back together by me. So this is just a disassembly, okay? So first thing, we're going to want to push that down so we can get to that hole there, and it takes a 6mm hex, and I've actually tore about halfway into it, and I realized I should probably take video of it. There might be other people wanting to see this. So we take this screw here off, just like so. Okay, and there's a spring inside of here. Let's get that out of there. And then this comes off, and this can get a little tricky on how to get this out. So the best way to explain it is to show you. So I'm going to actually push this spring forward a little bit, and it's going to pull right out. Okay, so there's a spring inside here, and here, I'll pull this out. See? And there's that little ring there. But this spring right here sits inside of this hole, and you have to pull it back and put it back to hold this guy here down. Alright? So now we've got our firing pin out and everything. Very nicely made. Love Savage rifles. Okay, now this is as far as I got the first time. So now this is all just winging it. Okay, so I'm going to get a blunt punch here. And if I understand correctly, I believe you're supposed to push this out. Now this is like kind of like a guide for the firing pin, so you can't take this out before you take the firing pin out. I guess you could if you want to break it. But see, the firing pin kind of sits in there like that. So when you put it back, I guess we're going to make sure we don't mess that up. So far, so good. It seems pretty simple. Alright, there's nothing else in here. This is a free agent. There's this little like cam washer looking thing on here. Now, I don't know that you have to take this apart to do this, but I wanted to take it apart anyway, just to find out. Nope. It looks like we didn't have to take this all apart just to fix that. What I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to clean everything in here and put it back together, and I guess I might be making a trip down to my local gunsmith to get this fixed, because I've already tried to push this pin out manually without pulling it apart. I thought maybe this came off and it was being held up here, so I'm probably going to have to make a trip down to the gunsmith to fix that. Now, as far as warranty goes, Savage is really good about warranting this stuff for me. I called them up and I told them what was going on, what the ejector was missing, and they sent me out one really fast. I'm really impressed. I like the way they handle things. I wish they would have sent me like a new bolt instead, because this is going to have to be done by a gunsmith. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and clean this up, and we'll come back and I'll put it back together for you. Alright? Alrighty, so I guess we can go ahead and start putting this back together. I just wanted to clean a little crud off of it. Nothing real fancy or exciting. It only took me about 5 minutes. So I guess we'll start piecing this back together a little bit at a time. Like I said, I'm not a gunsmith or anything like that. Just a regular guy trying to save a buck from having to have a gunsmith do all my work for me. So kind of just put those together kind of the way I remember they look. Something's not right there. Ah, yes. Almost forgot. So that cam washer kind of gives it a little bit of tension. I'm going to hold this up to the light real quick, and I can't see through it, so probably going to have to take it out and replace it. This is that piece that the firing pin goes through, so we're going to make sure that it's at the correct angle in line with the firing pin so that the firing pin can go through it. Let's try to look at it. Oh yeah, right through it. Perfect. Okay, next I guess we'll go ahead and put this in. Tension there. Okay. That's where I don't know how to tell you how to remember to put this back. I guess I've got this clean spot on it. I don't know if you can see that or not. And I know that that clean spot, it sits exactly here because that's where the little pin goes. And then when it's in the fired position, it sits about here. So that's the only way I can explain that. I remember that little spring. I'm going to push this forward a little bit. I'm going to push this spring back and try to put this in. Went right in. Good deal. And then don't forget about this guy right here. Remember that spring? Let's hose him down before I put it back. Get him washed off a little bit. Alright, looking good. Actually, if I remember correctly, that's correct. This does go first. Okay. And then this, the way we're going to line this up, is that says Savage, so that's the way it's going to look like in the bolt. So let's remember here. Goes in like that. So I want this guy. It locks in place, but it'll lock in place right here. Or right here, but we want it, we actually want to have it right here. Okay, and now I'm going to put this back on, and we want to have it in the unfired position, or actually the fired, already been fired position when we put this back together. And I'll show you why here in just a second. Put a little muscle in there. Alright. So now, that's where our hex head went. Now the trickiest part is going to be, you go to put this in your rifle, this is going to hang up. It's not going to do very good. Didn't like that. So there's a few ways that I've figured out how to do it, just messing with it. I put a rag over it and just use my finger but it's a pretty tight squeeze. So if your hands aren't very strong, maybe you can give me a response on how you put this back on, because I don't think my hands are very strong, but it's pretty tough. So, but that's your Savage Axis Edge. Let's see if it goes back in. There's the rifle. Hey, it works. Now, I'm not into dry firing my rifles, so maybe I should invest in some snap caps. I don't know. But thanks for watching, guys, and please feel free to leave me a comment, questions, anything. I'm more than happy to help if I can. Come visit us at www.theoutdoorsmissouri.com.